So for most of my life, I struggled with this feeling of an empty void. I felt pretty much every single day like I was just empty. And I would just go to school or work, and after that I would try to distract myself from this feeling with just playing video games, scrolling social media, people, mainly video games at the time, whatever I could really, drugs, to distract myself from that feeling. And at first that was manageable, but over time it just got worse and worse and worse, to where it went from just feeling empty to feeling sad and depressed and purposeless, feeling just like I was drifting. And so today I really want to dissect how I got out of that entire state, how I've helped other people get out of that state, and what you can do to start building that happiness without being reliant on anything outside of existing. If you look at how people attain happiness, there are two kind of solutions to that, and kind of two opposites that people go with. It's either through massive momentum and achievement, through constantly pushing and pushing and pushing and winning. And the opposite side is the person that the monk, right? The person who just accepts whatever circumstance they are in, detaching from all things in their existence, and just being at peace with being alive and having consciousness. Now, from my experience, as with all things, you want to be exactly in the middle of both of these. You want to take action while being completely at peace. And the Bhagavad Gita, or the big Hindu text, speaks about this as well. It's selfless action. It's taking action, but doing so outside of your own needs, and doing it outside of getting any outcome. Taking the action for the sake of taking the action. There's some great books about this as well, where a book called The Prophet, for example, speaks about your work, and it doesn't matter if your work is the most mundane thing, just plowing the field. I'm not sure if that's the right way to word that in English, but just very basic things. Doing those with excellence and from a place of serving other people, and what the yield is from doing that. That is really where the sweet spot lies. And so firstly, to dig deeper into the selfless concept. If you are depressed, if you're feeling sad, it's a extremely selfish state of being, right? You are basically caring about your own feelings so much that you've become completely engulfed in them, and they now run your world. And yet at the same time, it is in fact the least selfish thing you can do, because you cause so much suffering for yourself, and you're pushing yourself away from all of the outcomes that you want to realize in your life, right? You're not doing the things you need to do to get to a better place, thus causing yourself more misery and staying in this downward spiral. And so when you wake up in the morning, I want you to ask yourself what you can do on that day to serve other people the most. Not what serves you the most, staying in your warm bed, just waking up and doing things for something bigger than yourself. And so at first that is going from self to family. Then you can go from family to everybody you know, maybe. Then from everybody you know to the world, and from the world to God, right? There's levels to this. And if you can serve everybody, you can serve the world and God and kind of the entire collective, then you are aligning yourself with the laws of the universe, and you can get rewarded for that. And then when you do that, and you do it fully, it's not even about the reward. It's just about serving and doing the right thing, which is what we are designed to do, right? Be our best selves, give that person to the world. Then the other important concept around this selfless idea is to completely detach from your internal state. To not even think about your emotions and everything, and placing restrictions on what you need to actually be happy. You don't need anything to be happy. You just need to be. You just need to exist. Because pleasure and pain, they're both, one side, two sides of the same coin. It's a spectrum. And pleasure is always followed by pain. And so peace, just pretty much happiness, equilibrium, like staying in that stable upward state, is right in the middle. It's not chasing anything. It's just removing all restrictions on being happy and just being happy, which doesn't take anything. That's the entire problem with the hedonistic mindset. I can tell you the reason why I'm making this video is because I came here to Vietnam. I live in probably the top 100, one of the top 100 apartments in the city. I have one of my favorite bikes to ride. I have all this stuff that on paper sounds epic. And it's cool, but in actuality, I wasn't that happy this week because I came here and I was out of my routine. I wasn't doing everything that I needed to do. And so I fell back into negative thought patterns because my process wasn't dialed in. And when my process isn't dialed in, I start to go into this spiral of placing restrictions on myself, wanting to serve my own needs instead of other people their needs, and not taking the action that I need to take, not attacking life with that much relentlessness of just going after it and building that momentum and winning, which then caused me pain this week. And so that brings us to this last part of this equation, which is just action, momentum, winning, actually placing things in reality. And you can start small with this. I would highly recommend you to have the same wake-up time. That is, you could do one thing. That is what I would highly recommend. Have an alarm. When the alarm goes off, you immediately wake up, or you wake up without an alarm. But the moment you wake up, you get out of bed, and you start your day. Because that is the first thing you do, and it sets the pace for the entire day. It is the very moment in which you declare for yourself whether you're going to be serving yourself, staying cozy, getting more sleep, I need to be well rested, or just doing things for the greater purpose, for being a vessel on this earth of a message that is greater than ourselves. And then you can keep adding to that. Waking up on time, going to the gym every single day, eating clean foods, one thing at a time, until you have such a long list of things that are obscene habits to some people, which reinforce to you every single day that you are deserving of the situation you are in, or if you're not in that great of a situation yet, that you are deserving of that next level that you're looking for. When you combine all these different things in this puzzle, I guarantee you that you will be far happier. There's some stuff in terms of health optimization as well. Can't really go into that here. There's a lot of depth to that. Biggest thing is obviously just eating organic foods that align with your specific gut microbiome and such. But that's really it. So I hope this video serves you, and I'll see you tomorrow.